Hey, Shalom Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakathum to all the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Ilathah Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. This is the ISUPK out of the 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the one and only Commander Johnny Hanna. You understand? I am Precinct Officer 500, and today is the Tuesday Brotherhood class. As the title says, we're going to be wrapping up the last topic that I was teaching the last class. That your freedom will get you killed. Your freedom of choices will get you killed. You understand? With everything that's been going on lately, I really feel like this is just a topic that I had to make sure that I went through all of my breakdowns on. You understand? With, the Roe versus Wade, the rumors of the war, the wars and the rumors of wars, because mind you, you can look at what's going on in Ukraine. That's an actual war that's going on. And then, the rumors of wars, China invading Taiwan, or even just the engagement of World War III altogether. And my point with that is all of that collectively, and also there is more to it, but my point collectively with all of that collectively, is the fact that Bible prophecy is fulfilling itself. You understand? Just like Christ came to fulfill the law, the Bible prophecy is fulfilling itself, meaning it's coming to completion. It is actually happening in front of your eyes. You understand? And I use Christ as an example because Christ, in front of our eyes at the time that he was walking the earth, he has shown that the Bible, that the law, statutes, and commandments can be fulfilled, that they can be done. You can be perfect in the law. You understand what I'm saying? And of course, Yahweh Shai Mashiach in Hebrew, or Jesus Christ, as y'all know him in English, he's the perfect example for pretty much everything and anything, except for wickedness. You understand? Before we get into the topic today, I'm just gonna ask that y'all do your part to make sure you like, share, and and share the video, whether it's on YouTube or on Facebook. Do your part to spread this word out to the four corners of the earth. You understand? Our people are scattered abroad to the four corners of the earth, and there might be a brother and sister that's out there that was just that's just like you, or was just like me before I came into this truth, where I was trying to get myself right. You understand? Turn my life around for the better. You understand? And quite frankly, if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, the only way that can actually be done is if you come back to these law, statutes, and commandments, which starts with you watching these classes, you understand, and following the lead of Commander Johnny Hanna, because quite frankly, he is our guide to walking in the path of Christ. You understand? I'm just going to ask that y'all make sure that you like and share. I'm going to do the same for myself. And then we'll get this class started. We'll start at, we're going to be starting at the book of John, chapter 7 and verse 16 is where we're going to start today. Also, if there's any questions online, be sure to post your questions online, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability scripturally. If I'm unable to answer it myself, I will be sure to ask a mightier man than myself to get you the answer. You understand? We are not the Christian church, the Catholic church, what have you, where we're just going to say, whatever is just going to make you feel good or just sounds good. You understand? We are the ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, where we deal with the truth. You understand? We are the home of the truth. You understand? And we stand by that. You understand? All right, yeah. I just got it done for myself. Hey, shalom, Lord of Christ, Shabar. It's good to see you in the class. All right. Let's get this. Keep this going. There was one thing that I did want to talk about as well before we got onto the topic, because it does go hand in hand. It's an article that came out just a few days ago that I wasn't going to read the whole thing, just kind of talk about it, just to kind of kick off today's class. You understand? Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. Myself. All right. And it says, and this is published by The Hill, which reads, advocates warn U.S. at risk of losing control on monkeypox. Now, the reason why I thought that this article was significant enough to bring out in class today is, mind you, what is today's date? Today is July 5th. That is 5 days into July, or 5 days out of June, right? And I believe this article, I'm trying to see when the actual published date was for it. To give you the accurate time. So, July 3rd. So what is that? Today is Tuesday, so that's on Sunday. This article came out on Sunday, 3 days out of June, right? What is the this monstrous, disgusting, abominable country? You understand? What is that? What does this country hold June as? It's Pride Month. You understand? And it's crazy that before Pride Month had kicked off, monkeypox was making its resurgence. You understand? Was making, getting itself back into the population, just kicking off, right? But as soon as June wraps itself up and we get into July, 3 days into July, it's already they're already trying to tell you that monkeypox is getting out of control. And for a people who has for people that has so much pride, I mean, what is their way of showing their what is their way of showing their pride during Pride Month? It's getting buck wild and disgusting with each other. And mind you, we're gonna pull this just real quick, especially since this is what they took down on TikTok. So like it. We're gonna pull the book of Leviticus. Is it 13 or is it 3? Yeah. The book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. You understand? It says, if a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman. So that's saying that if a man were to lay with another man in the same way that a man would lay with a woman, you understand? Sex. We all adults. Both of them, not one, both of them have committed an abomination. You understand? Let's go ahead and look that word up, abomination. We got the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. You understand? This is a very important tool when you are doing your studies. You understand? Slide. Are you gonna get it from the water, sir? You understand? This is a very important tool for when you are conducting your studies and just disproving and dispelling that this abomination of a spell that is cast on you called Christianity. You understand? This Zondervan's Bible Dictionary will help dispel that spell. Go ahead and read it when you got it, Bible Shah.
It's abomination in Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, page 15. Let me see. Okay, so this is actually talking about the abomination of desolation, right? So what we need is, this meaning, this definition right here. Actually we can't use this. Meaning the abomination that desolates or appalls, and it gives an example in the book of Daniel, right? But I'm gonna get the Merriam-Webster.
Now while a mighty officer 5,000 Shabal gets that, who can tell me what it even means to become desolate? Because that in itself, you damn near don't even have to switch over to the Merriams. If you understand what the word desolate means, for you to become desolate, you understand, from an abominable act, that lets you know. For those of y'all that are online, before the officer gets that, who can tell me what desolate means? And understanding these words, all words, period. That when you understand words that are being spoken to you, you are that much less likely to be bamboozled and lied to. You understand? Because you know what got us in the Christian church? You know what got us into Christianity in the first doggone place? Is when we was brought here from the coast of Africa into America against our will, sold by the so-called Africans, mind you. When we came over here and was beaten into submission into a language that we already don't understand, you understand? So when we're learning these words, they're giving them to us, we don't even understand them. We're getting vague context of what these things mean. And that continued on for generation after generation. Mind you, it hasn't been very long since we've been freed in the first doggone place. In other words, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, it hasn't been legal for very long for us to even read. You understand? Because during the Atlantic slave trade, during that time period of slavery here in America, it was illegal for us to read. So we're still learning these doggone words. And it's important for you to use resources and tools such as dictionaries to actually understand a freaking word. Because you know what? That if you don't, that allows Pastor Porkchop to tell you that you a holy brother, that you a holy sister, even though there's nothing holy about you. You understand? You still acting like a homosexual. You still, eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. You're doing all these abominable things that the Most High finds detestable. And you're doing these things just like everybody else. But then you actually look at what the word holy means. And mind you, I didn't know what holy meant. I thought holy meant like, you had some great light that just followed you around type thing. Like I basically thought, in the world, that's what I thought it was. But then the ISUPK taught me to look things up and research words. You understand? And information. Come to find out, holy means to be separate. So let's go back to what I had just said when Pastor Porkchop said that you a holy brother or sister. What are you doing that's separate from everybody else if you being a homosexual? If you are eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster? You understand? You just like everybody else. There's nothing holy about you. You understand? You got it, sir?
Yeah. It's an abomination in the Oxford Languages Dictionary. Abomination, a thing that causes disgust or hatred.
A thing that causes disgust or hatred. So it says both of them have committed an abomination, disgust or hatred. Who is disgusting or causing hatred? Who is causing that into who? Well, obviously your LGBTQ, those sodomites are causing the hatred. They're causing the disgust. But who's feeling that disgust? Who's feeling that hatred when they do these things? It's the Most High God. That's why it's in the Levitical law in the first place. The Most High God is letting you know that, hey, if you go against these laws, you offend these laws, you basically going to be counted as an abomination. Go ahead, sir. Select.
Also, I also put the definition for desolation as well. Mm-hmm. In the Oxford Languages Dictionary, desolation, a state of complete emptiness or destruction, which goes to your point, as to why this definition is so important for those that might not know. Mm-hmm. So when you put those two words together, that's just how strong the Most High feels when it comes to Holy Spirit. It just shows you how angry the Lord gets when it comes to homosexuality.
No, kind of facts. And mind you, first of all, if I may, sir, are you able to recollect any nation, any country, any kingdom whatsoever throughout human history that was built off of homosexuality, that flourished? Now, what I mean by built off of homosexuality, I mean it was nothing but men sleeping with men and women sleeping with women. There was no, men and women coming together. It never happened. You can't find that in history. You know why? Because if a man lays with a man and a woman lays with a woman and that's it, there is no procreation, which causes your people to become desolate. You understand? It destroys you. You understand? Because you can't reproduce. It's that simple. It's like, go ahead, sir.
Now, if I could, what you bringing out is like so heavy.
It's most high Christ.
It's unfortunate that it could be so simple, but yet still be so difficult to understand.
No, facts.
Like that breakdown, like you laid it down so flat to where even the simplest of the simple
most high Christ
should understand what it is you just dropped. But because of our stiff neck and hard-hearted mentality, that shit gonna go in one ear and not the other. And that's why, to this day, the Most High keep hitting us upside our head because of our constant disobedience.
Now, kind. And, let's take it even a step further. Well, there's still some gay men that'll lay down with a woman just to reprocreate. I mean, that's what the Greeks and the Romans did. Now, mind you, what was recorded in the Bible, that was a very big deal. Sodom and Gomorrah. So even if you wanted to sit there and play the little dibble-dabble game where you want to play for both teams, well, Sodom and Gomorrah is a prime example of how the Most High is going to deal with your nation and people. How he's going to deal with your country, whatever you want to call it. You understand? Those ways of those people will be destroyed with fire and brimstone. You understand? Let's go ahead and finish that off. Where's it at? Oh, oops. So like 21:13. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Again, like I just said, Greece ain't the great Greek nation that they was before. Rome ain't the great Greek nation that they was before. And so, if I may, but where's Sodom and Gomorrah? Who says, except for the LGBTQ people, who comes forward and says, "Oh, we're the people of sodomy. We're of Sodom." You understand? They're just sodomites. You understand? Nobody comes from the land of Sodom because it is desolate. You understand? That custom will put you and yours in a desolate state where you'll be completely and utterly destroyed. You understand? So again, we go back to this article, and all I have to do is just read just the title. Advocates warn U.S. at risk of losing control on monkeypox. May I say it again? The fact we just came out of Pride Month. We just came out of June. Now, Salaki, so you see why it got taken down from TikTok? This is what I brought out, Salaki. Oh, hey, Most High Christ. That was posted. That article came out 3 days after Pride Month. Wasn't as big of a boom. Monkeypox was not as big of a boom until after June. And they're already warning that, at this point, it's already starting to get out of control. And what monkeypox had its outbreak in, what was that, May?
I believe so.
I think it was May. Oh, no, it might have been April or March. It might have been April or March that monkeypox had that first incursion, or that first pop up in UK, where it was like 10 out of the 12 people infected were homosexuals. Yeah. But they were all men, so I think 2 of them was lying about something. Like, but you had something you wanted to add, sir?
No, I was going to say, one of the things y'all was shot for Black Watch was about the Bangers, Johanna, because that's how I found out about it. How I found out about it.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? And that's the true Black news 101. You know what I mean?
No,
you can't trust these other news outlets to give us the pure, uncut truth. So, you know what I'm saying? Black Watch is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? For all the latest information pertaining to the 12 tribes of Israel.
No, kind of facts. No, I am the bar. So with that, y'all need to, just starting with that alone with what the title is, that your freedom of choice will get you killed. We could damn near just cut the class right now. We had a short day. Hey, I'll see y'all next week. You understand? Because, it doesn't seem like them pride folks got much choice, got much freedom, because the freedom of choice is getting them plagued with yet another disease. It's almost as if the Most High toyed with the pride, with the sodomites, and said, "Hey, I'm gonna plague y'all with AIDS. Allow y'all to come up with some sort of medicine to beat it, make it undetectable. But then, as soon as y'all do that, I'm gonna bring something right back to the earth and plague y'all with monkeypox, which is way worse." Nah, debatably. I mean, it's a variation of smallpox. If you do your history, you do a little research on smallpox. That's one of the worst plagues that the human that in human history. You understand? I want to say not in the category of being infectious, but I'm saying as far as the pain that it brings. You understand, and the lethality that follows after. You understand? Because smallpox was, the only reason why smallpox didn't get as bad as it could have or as bad as COVID is because it was too lethal. You understand? If it would have brought down that lethality and become a little bit more, or stayed at its infectious rate, man, it damn near would have killed majority of the freaking earth. You understand? But I pray that y'all understand that your decisions that go against the Most High God will get you killed. The Most High God has something for anything and everything that offends him. He got an ass whooping for that. You understand? My pops used to tell me that's like, and that's one way you know that the Most High God is, the nigga God, because you could just listen to the shit talking that your parents used to say to you. So, like from my language, but the trash talk your parents used to say to you when you was a kid. Oh yeah, I got an ass whooping for that. I got something for that. You understand? You want to act the fool like this? I got something for that. You want to, you want to make it easy on yourself? I'll make it easy on you. You want to make it hard on yourself? I'm gonna make it hard on you. Your parents damn near want to waltz with you on the ass whooping based on the severity of your crimes. You understand? And the Most High God is doing the same doggone thing. You want to sit there and eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster? Okay, I'm gonna give you Most High Christ. I'm gonna plague you with heart disease and high blood pressure. You understand? Something that he giving you a chance to actually fix yourself on. But you want to get straight into the mud and be a part of these alphabet boys? Well, guess what? Now you can have monkeypox. Don't think that AIDS is completely eradicated. You can still get AIDS. Or what was it that is on a bigger resurgence? Super gonorrhea? Is it super gonorrhea? So now, okay, so I knew last year I heard about super herpes. Where the super herpes, it goes through the pores of your condom. So there's no getting away with it, getting around it. It's lucky. You understand? But now there's super gonorrhea. You understand? I don't know. That's just lucky. That sounds terrible to me. I really could care less what it all is going on when you get super gonorrhea, but it sounds like it's super hurt. It's lucky. I brought you into this world. I could take you out. Hey, now, Khan, exactly.
It's old school right there.
Man, I'm saying, man, I heard that way too many times. My damn, so I'm not even old school like y'all. All right. So, like I said, I just wanted to read the title of that because it went perfectly with the topic that I wanted to finish up today. If y'all want to read the whole article for yourself, like I said, this was published by The Hill. It's written by Nathaniel Weixel. I'm not even going to bother to butcher his name. And again, the title of it is "Advocates Warn U.S. at Risk of Losing Control on Monkeypox." So if y'all want to read it yourselves, I encourage you to. Because hell, maybe it'll help you wake the hell up, help you wake up your family that's acting a fool, and so on and so forth. You understand? So we're gonna start off at the book of John, chapter 7, and verse 16. All right, book of John, chapter 7, and verse 16.
Book of John, chapter 7, verse 16. Yahushua answered them and said, "My doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me.
Now he basically only said one sentence. There was one sentence that was read from that phrase, but there's so much to unpack from that, right? And we're gonna walk through this so that, you know what, maybe Lord allow, we got a simpleton ass Christian that is watching this class right now and can actually learn something, you know, something they're not used to because they go to church every Sunday. You can actually now learn something out of the scripture. We're gonna break this down. So first and foremost, it said, Yahushua answered them. You understand? So letting you know, Christ is speaking. All right. So first and foremost, you need to shut the hell up and listen. Especially considering the fact that you Christians believe that the Most High and Christ are 2 in 1. You understand that it is the same exact entity, the same exact person. You understand? Or in other words, just to shortcut it, your Christ that you worship is a schizophrenic. All right? We're going to debunk that. All right? So reading on it says, my doctrine is not mine. So in other words, Christ is saying that what he is teaching, what he is teaching to the poor, you know, to the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites, mind you, he says, man, this ain't my doctrine. You understand? Following up with, but his that sent me. So somebody sent Christ. Christ just said that somebody sent him. And the person that sent him, the entity that sent him, this is his doctrine, right? So let's take a step back. Since we started at the book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13, who told Moses to write that? Who told Moses? Did Yahushua or Christ? Did Christ speak to Moses? Was that him giving him the book of the law, the Levitical law to write down? Or was that the Most High God? Now, if it was Christ, why is it that anything else is written but for I am the Lord? This is the Most High. Why was anything other than that written during all the Old Testament? Then all of a sudden we get into the New Testament. It's almost as if, you know, God is not non-existent because what? Christ is here on the scene. So now we forget about the Most High. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. You understand? The doctrine, everything that Yahushua had taught is the same exact thing that was told to Moses in the Levitical law to write in the first place. You understand? Everything that Moses had written down from Genesis all the way, you know, the first, like from Genesis all the way to Deuteronomy, Judges, like, you understand? No, Deuteronomy, that's right. You understand? All of that was the Most High God had told Moses to write. It doesn't say that Christ told him to do it. You understand? And at no point does Christ ever say that I am he. I am the Most High God. Right? Now, here's another big thing, right? That should be unpacked and explained to you simple Christians about what we just read in verse 16. If Christ is teaching the same exact Salakia, if Christ is teaching the same exact thing that the Most High, the same exact doctrine that the Most High had taught, you understand, had given us in the first place with Moses, what makes you think that the doctrine is any different, that the law is any different now than from the time that Moses had gotten the law? What's any different? What should be any different? You understand? Why would you believe that if Christ is teaching the same doctrine that the Most High God, that Christ is also saying that you can eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster? that Christ is also saying that you can now be a homosexual. Where do you get that out of there? And I'll give y'all a few moments. You can now partake in what is it called? Astrology, the whole zodiac crap. You understand? You can now partake in any form of witchcraft and sorcery. You understand? In other words, being a drug dealer. You understand? Those people were meant to be killed. All right? That being a drug dealer goes against the Most High. You understand? That is a form of witchcraft. I pray that y'all understand that. Right? You just think about it. It's whipping up a concoction to make somebody feel really good or feel like they in love for X amount of time. You understand? What was that? When I was coming up, was really big. Molly. Now I remember when I was in high school, everybody talked about how crazy Molly was, right? Damn near makes you just feel like you're gonna be in love with everybody because everything just feels so good. It's like ecstasy, but on a totally different level. Well, I mean, wasn't in those Disney movies they whip up a potion to make you make this person fall in love with that person? So it almost sounds like that's Molly. Right, yeah, MDMA. You understand? That's what that is. It's the same exact thing. It's still that potion from Disney. It's not as goofy as what Disney, how they portray it. Disney will let you know what's going on in the world. They just gonna, put some glasses over your eyes first and kind of twist it up a little bit. So then you're like, oh no, that's fake. And in reality, that's what's really going on. There's somebody really grinding something up, whipping up a potion, putting it together and say, hey man, you should try this new shit. I got my own little recipe with the MDMA. It's not only are they gonna fall in love with you, but they damn near will do anything you want. Now all of a sudden, you got Rufalo. Just like it.
Well, if I could, shit, I don't know what kind you got it from. You got it from the Disney Channel. You know what I'm saying? So, everything that you just comes in there like, damn, you get a little bit of that shit, and next thing you know, they got hearts in their eyes and cute dancing all around their head.
Hey.
Damn, I never even thought about it like that, man. Hey, listen, man, if I could, real quick.
Please.
Disney needs to be shut down like
Facts.
yesterday.
Facts.
Because of the witchcraft and the spells that they put on the 12 tribes of Israel is getting way out of hand. You know what I mean? And back then, when we was coming up, we didn't realize it because they was way more slick with it, way more subliminal with it. But today, they like, no, this is what it is, and we're gonna put it right in y'all's face, figuratively and unfortunately, literally.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So
facts.
since it's all about cancel culture now, when the hell they gonna cancel the Disney Channel? You see what I'm saying? They probably won't. Why? Because the Disney Channel, you know what I'm saying, it fits their agenda.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Just like the Logo channel, just like VH1, Logo channel is
that
the channel. I'm saying this, right? It's a channel pretty much dedicated to.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
The what's the word I'm looking for? Like their
projected
show,
audience.
Like the show, the headlining show for that network, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Who?
RuPaul's Drag Race.
I keep hearing his name. Who is that?
If you really are young, RuPaul has been cross-dressing for years.
So it's a cross-dresser.
Yes, he's a dude.
He a devil?
Unfortunately, to my knowledge, he's not. To my knowledge, I'd have to I never looked that deep into the dude, but he had the appearance of a brother. But again, I'd have to do some digging. But he's been dressing up like a woman for years, from back when I was a kid.
Oh, so he's older too.
Yeah, he's an older cat.
Not like that,
but
but
money for years doing that cross dressing shit. Like he's the one from my childhood, and somebody that might be a little older than me could you know what I'm saying, could drop in the chat as well. But he's the one that really put cross-dressing on the map for dudes.
Really?
Yeah, RuPaul. You know what I'm saying?
And so and you said he's like the headlining show for that network?
The name of his show is called RuPaul's Drag Race, where it's a show about a bunch of men who dress up like women.
I know what Drag Race is, but
yeah. So that's what's going down.
Wow.
Yeah. That I believe, brother. So I'm just gonna say cat because, like I said, I never did the research. That cat has been wicked for a long time. He has been putting his spell and his witchcraft on the 12 tribes for a long time, brother. Long time. And unfortunately, that cat been around for a while.
Well, Salagi, if I may, just real quick before we continue, that in itself is proof of as to why we continuously say the white man is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. Because you know what? It might be RuPaul's show. He, may or may not be a brother, but guess who owns that doggone TV network? You said it was called Logo? Yep. Logo. Guess who owns that? And mind you, it's part of the 85, 95, 97% of all the ownership. So the fake Jew that Nick Cannon wanted to go and cry to. You understand? Nick Cannon went and cried and pled and apologized to a man who promotes homosexuality in the RuPaul cross-dressing drag racers. You understand? Wow, that's crazy. Love Potion number 9. I see you.
Oh, I see that movie. That's actually a movie. Love Potion number 9.
Whoever smells
whoever
that
said
sounds
that,
familiar.
Whoever said that Love Potion number 9 is actually a movie.
Really?
It came out in either the late 80s or the early 90s. I do remember that movie. That's before Sandra Bullock blew up. But yes, there's a movie called Love Potion number 9. Yep.
I think I might have seen it. I'm not 100%.
So whoever said that must be as old school as no wonder, yeah. He's just old school as me. Yeah, Love Potion number 9 is a real movie. You check that movie out, and he's right. Just based on what it is that you laying out,
right. That
goes right in line with everything that you're dropping. So the so-called white man has been crafty with his witchcraft, and it's sad that us as kids, you can't expect us as a kid to get it, but unfortunately, because our parents been drinking that Christianity potion, they see it and they don't even warn us about it because they want us to drink the Christianity potion too. That's why we are so accepting. When I say we, I mean us as a nation. That's why we're so accepting of sodomites.
No, right. God, no, that's exactly right. You understand? Because mind you, not to sidebar too much, but there was a video that came out on where did I see it on? It was either on Facebook or on the other one. What is Instagram? Where it was a bunch of sodomites. They had it set up like on the Brady Bunch, the opening for the Brady Bunch with them singing and stuff like that, right? And, at first it starts off like, we don't care what you think about us, how you feel about us, we're going to do us, blah, 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 blah. And then the chorus starts to hit in, and they go, because we're not after you, we're after your children, and started singing about how, they're going to spread all their gayness and push it on the children, and they're not worried about you. You understand? And that kind of goes with what the brother has said. Disney is the chief proprietor of all manners of evil, and Nickelodeon is right after that. No, you're exactly right. You understand?
Whoever said that is dead on.
Exactly. I mean, and it's not even just Nickelodeon and Disney. If you pay attention to any of the children's shows, you see how they implement more and more. Like I had seen one, in Salakia. I seen one video. It's a kid's video for 5-year-olds where they were talking about masturbation and how it's okay. Yes, and how it's okay for girls to masturbate like boys because sometimes girls have penises too. For 5-year-olds. For 5-year-olds, mind you. You understand? This is why this is very important for y'all to come into the ISUPK and learn from us and not go to the Christian churches. You understand? Because the Christian church is going to tell you that the law is done and over with. You understand? The Pastor Porkchop is going to read over John, probably all of John 7, period. You understand? But in particular, he's going to read over verse 16 where Christ is written in red saying, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. When you can find the Most High God's doctrine in the Old Testament. And we just read it in Leviticus 20 and 13. What did it say? That if a man lays with mankind like he does with womankind, then he will be put, he is an abomination and he will be put to death. Paraphrasing. You understand? Pastor Porkchop ain't gonna tell you that because he wants to sleep with you, your daddy, your brother, your uncle, your auntie, your mama, your doggone brother. Man, he wants to sleep with your whole family. You understand? And mind you as well, keep on bringing that money in. And guess who's gonna come to church? Because they feel welcome and loved by white Jesus, them alphabet boys. Because now they feel like they can be forgiven for all their abominations, all their sins, because they're gonna come listen to Pastor Porkchop, who's saying that, you know what, you child are holy. And then y'all already know what's gonna happen when some doggone curtains close. An abominable act. You understand? Ryan Country Network got all the representation. All kind of you right about that. But y'all understand? So again, this also lets you know that Christ did not get on the scene to tell you that you have free will, that you have a freedom of choice. Christ right here just told you what my title said. Like my title says. The only difference is he said it 2,000 years ago. You understand? Your freedom of choices will get you killed. All right? Let's drop that. We're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 17. Matthew 19 and 17.
Book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Keep the commandments. Mind you, this is Christ speaking again. We in the New Testament right now. So I'm catering to you Christians a little bit. All right? A lot of you Christians want to ignore the Old Testament and just sit in the New Testament. Well, guess what? The New Testament right here says, keep the commandments. Where do you find the commandments? In the Old Testament. All right, welcome to class. Welcome to real Bible study. You understand? Welcome to the place where you can truly get an understanding of these scriptures. You understand? It says, why callest thou me good? Christ is asking, why are you calling me good? Right? There is none good but one. That is God. So at this point, you have to choose, Christians. You have to choose for those of y'all that try to say that God and Christ are the same person through and through. You have to choose. Are they the same person and a schizophrenic? Or do you got some relearning that you need to do? I hope that you choose the latter, because you sound foolish as hell for you to say that Christ is literally saying, why are you calling me good? For there is no one good but one, that is God. Just, once you guys kill me and send me back, then I'll be good again. But while I'm on earth, so now you're also contradicting the fact that when Christ was on earth, he wasn't perfect. Y'all understand these layers of just nonsense that y'all create when you don't study, you don't research, you don't understand what the hell you're reading. You're going to someone who is just only going to tell you what you should understand, because when you do that, you allow yourself to be told anything and just believe that. You understand? You'll just believe anything and everything, which in reality is what's going on with Christianity. You understand? You actually believe that there will be a kingdom that falls down from the clouds and will set itself on the earth and You don't have to do any type of work to build the kingdom of heaven. It's just going to be given to you after you live 45 years of being a homosexual. After you live 50 years of being a murderer, or you live 50 years of being a drug dealer. You understand? You really believe that anything should just be given to you? So like, y'all, man, Christians, man, y'all something else. All right, we're gonna drop that. We'll go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 6. Deuteronomy 6 and 6.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart.
So like it. Let's start from 4 just real quick for context.
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Hear, O Israel.
O world.
O Israel.
Everybody that's walking the earth.
Hear, O Israel.
Oh, sounds like it's being a little specific. Go ahead.
The Lord our God is one Lord.
There's one Lord. Go ahead.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might.
With all your being. It's as simple as that. Your thoughts, everything that you do should be in basically in honor for the Most High God. Or you had something?
If I could, real quick.
Yeah, watch up, please.
Reading this again, right, is a reminder for those who don't believe in Christ. Once again, this is more proof that everything that Christ said, this is where he got it from. So those that don't believe in the Old Testament because Christ,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, where the hell do you think Christ got all his knowledge? Because there was no New Testament during the time of Christ.
Fact. And mind you as well, let's not forget what we started off with today. John 7 and 16. I do not teach my own doctrine,
Boom.
but the doctrine of him that sent me. Right? It's like it, but go ahead.
You want some more of that?
Verse 6.
And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart.
Real quick, who's commanding these words? It's the one God, the one Lord, our God. You understand? So in other words, what Yahweh Mashiach or Jesus Christ, what he was teaching was this right here in a nutshell. Read.
Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Now, mind you, you should talk about these things with thy children, about loving the Most High God with your mind, body, and soul. You understand? So what does that basically set up their children for? If you're teaching a young child to love the Most High God with his mind, body, and soul, day and night, from the time they wake up, from the time that they go to sleep, and hell, even dream about the Lord that near, right? What does that set that child up for? To live his entire life loving the Most High God, being about the Most High God, willing to do, not even just willing, but doing the work of the Most High God. You understand? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but was that not what Christ was also teaching us? Didn't Christ tell Nicodemus that for you to enter, paraphrasing it, for you to enter the kingdom, you must become a new creature. You must be born again. In other words, you must become a child all over again so that you can love the Most High God all your life. You understand? And quite frankly, there is no choice on that for us, because it's either you do the Lord and you do the will of the Lord, or you be put to death. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 8.
And
thou shalt bind them up for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
Man, so like we got And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be a frontlet as between thine eyes. Does that sound familiar? Maybe not. Let's read the next verse.
Verse 9. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates.
I thought, oh, no, that's what it was. Okay, so like it. I didn't need verse 9. Verse 8, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand. There's the hand. And thou shalt be as frontlets between thine eyes. What should that sound like to you? The opposite of with that mark of the beast being on their foreheads and on their hands, doing the work of the beast and having the mind of the beast, having that stamp of the beast. Well, quite frankly, the Most High God has that same method going on for his people that do the will of the Lord. You understand? That put the Most High God first. You understand? Because when you sitting there doing the work of the Lord, you got that mark on your hand down there, right? And then same thing with the and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. You understand? That frontlet is basically like having what is it called? I want to say it's called a shawl. Is it a shawl? Just a cover in front of your face, like a veil in front of your face that has all the commandments in front of you. Because before you decide to actually make any decision, move forward, you always check that veil. Okay, am I gonna offend the Most High God? No. Okay, now I can move forward past the veil and do what I was gonna do. You understand? Did you have anything you want to add, sir?
Nah, I mean, shit, everything that you dropping is on point.
Most High Christ.
You doing your thing.
Most High Christ. All right, so now we're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 22.
Second Timothy chapter 2, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Flee also youthful lust.
Flee also youthful lust. Hold on to that word lust. Go ahead.
But follow righteousness,
Mm-hmm.
faith,
Mm-hmm.
charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart.
Man, so it starts off saying, flee also youthful lusts. Now, who can tell me what are some youthful lusts? I know it's always the go-to is sex, right? Everybody always associates lust with sex. Now, you're not wrong, but it's not limited to just sex. You understand? There's plenty of other lusts that you can have. You understand? The best way to keep it short and simple, quick and fast, to explain what a lust is, it's any desire that your flesh may have. You understand? Because your flesh wants to get high. Your flesh wants to have sex. Your flesh always just wants to do whatever will make it feel good. You understand? Your flesh always wants to be fed every single day until its fullness. Your flesh wants to drink water every day until its thirst has been quenched. But mind you as well, there is actually a day of the year, the Day of Atonement, where you are not to eat, you are not to drink from sundown to sundown. You understand? You have to give up your youthful lusts. You understand? Flee your youthful lusts. All them things that you just wanted to pursue as a young one. Most of those things, man, just forget about it. Most of them, just forget about it. Now, is there anything wrong with you pursuing sex? Depends on who you pursuing sex with. If you got yourself a wife, or for you sisters, for you sisters that have a husband, or the brothers that have wives or a wife, or don't have a wife, go get you a wife. You understand? Pursue that lust after your wife or your wives. You understand? Righteously. And you sisters, pursue your lust after, your sexual appetite after your husband. You understand? Not everyone. Not what you call it? Not after a husband that is not yours when you already belong to him. You understand? Because then you dancing, you setting yourself up for fornication and adultery. You understand? But all them drugs, being an alcoholic, getting high, you understand, chasing money, right? Always having to have the most expensive things. You understand? Always having to have all the most expensive jewelry. That's still lust. You understand? If you are going after something that you will basically harm you, that's a lust. And that's the best way to put it as well. You are going after an amount that would harm you or after something that would harm you. You're pursuing a lust, right? But follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. In other words, follow the officers, the captains, and the generals in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. You understand? Follow after them, because we are the ones that have that righteousness, have that faith, have that charity, have that peace. And quite frankly, y'all will never know until you actually get in here. You might think, you see some videos or just see us walking by type thing and be like, man, them brothers seem like they got some real brotherhood. But you will never really understand the type of brotherhood that we actually have amongst ourselves until you come and join these ranks. You understand? Until you set yourself up to be called one of us like us. You understand? You got to give up those youthful lusts. Because again, when you continuously chase after those lusts of, your flesh, again, your freedom of choice will get you killed. It will get you super gonorrhea and super herpes and super AIDS and super duper everything. You understand? It'll get you monkeypox, which in my opinion, that's damn near super AIDS. You getting freaking smallpox. If you really want to play with the Lord like that, you really want to tempt the Lord like that, man, you braver than me, so like you much braver than me. I am not that brave. I'm terrified of the Lord. I'm terrified of what the Most High God would do to me if I were to step out of line. You understand? All the things that I do have, man, be taken away from me like that. And I know it, let alone my life. And quite frankly, I'm not in the kingdom, but I'm at least appreciative of my life. You understand? I love the fact that I get to, I love the fact that the Lord allows me to wake up so I can see my brothers. You understand? See my children. You understand? See my family as a whole, period. You understand? Hell, I'm grateful to even be able to teach these classes. You understand? Not only is that a blessing, but to me, that is a mercy that the Most High God has had on me, just so that I can teach these classes, because I deserve death for the things that I've done before. You understand? Before I found this truth, I should have been killed. You understand? I should have never made it out the white man's military. You understand? I should have been dead out there in Afghanistan. But the Lord had mercy on me. You understand? All right. We're going to drop that. Go to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 13. Ooh. There we go. All right. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. Man, Hold on to that. We will read the rest of that verse. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. We gotta break this down. You understand? We most definitely gotta break this down. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. So, in other words, there's nothing that you have gone through, as bad as your life may or may not have been. You understand? There's nothing that you went through that nobody else has gone through. You understand? It may not be verbatim. Hell, it may actually be, step by step, your story, your atrocities, your hardships of life. You understand? Just understand this. You're not the only one to go through all of that. That in itself is a very powerful piece of knowledge to have. And the reason being for that is because when you know that somebody else has gone through that, especially if it's a brother in this in the ISUPK, you know that you have someone to lean on when you start to feel weak, or you need that guidance. You need help, that advice to get through whatever it is that you're going through. In a minute. You understand? You know that you have someone that went through it, and you can just say some very simple words. Hey, Salaki, sir, how'd you get through this? How did you overcome that demon? Because I'm struggling with it right now. And mind you, there was a brother that called and crossed the line. I think it was this past Thursday. He called in and he asked Captain Desaria, like, hey, Salaki, sir. So, one of your afflictions was marijuana. How did you overcome it? And Desaria walked him through it to help him understand that it is an annoyance and an affliction. Walked him through to understand that, and then explained to him a little, gave him his story on how he overcame it and what his process was. And then on top of that, Captain Zariak said, man, take down my number. Call me. I believe he told him to call the next day at that. You understand? That, like I said earlier, you will never understand the brotherhood, the love that we have for each other here in the ISUPK, until you actually come into the ISUPK, until you actually fall into these ranks. Because you know what? You may have been able to watch that video. Like, damn, man, that was some real brotherly love, man. Like, I dig that. I feel that. You really didn't, though. You really don't understand until you actually in the fold. You understand? Because, mind you, chances are, if that brother is really about it, is about this truth, that brother's going to be calling Captain Tazariak at all hours of the day and night for any and all help that he needs whenever he needs it. He's not going to put a moment's pause on it. And mind you, Captain Tazariak is going to answer. Captain Tazariak is going to help him resolve said issue. Captain Tazariak is going to help that brother conquer his demons. You understand? Because that is what we do in the ISUPK. Because we understand that we do not have the freedom of choice. You understand? We understand it's either live or die, be loved or hated. You understand? Be holy or an abomination. That's simple. There is no gray areas. You understand? I don't believe in the color gray. If gray was a real color, I would have been gray. But here I am with a beige skin tone. You understand? So like, just so you know, if you wanted to get to it, we have 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. All right? So again, there's nothing that you can go through that nobody else has gone through, right? But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. So in other words, the Most High is not going to put you through anything that you cannot overcome. You understand? Go ahead, sir.
If I could, right, for the simpleton, um, it must be understood that the Most High does not tempt us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to understand how to translate. You know what I mean? The New Testament was written in Greek. You know what I mean? And that just needs to be tested. And the proof of that is in Ecclesiasticus. I'm paraphrasing. It's in Ecclesiasticus, the second chapter, where it says, you know what I'm saying, the gold has to be tried through the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be, you know what I'm saying, prepare yourself for temptation. In other words, you know what I'm saying, you will be tested to see if you're worthy.
Right.
You get my point? So that's why it uses the metaphor, the analogy, as far as gold being tried through the fire. Mm-hmm. That gold has to be tested through the fire to see if it's really of quality. It's no different with us. You know what I mean? If the Most High wants to know if we're worthy of the crown that we claim that we seek. You understand? If we truly seek those crowns that we claim that we're seeking, then we must understand that we will go do some things in order to find out if we're worthy or not. And a lot of us, unfortunately, are gonna fold.
Right. Facts.
Unless, to your point, that you've been bringing out, unless you're in here. If you're in here, you will get the strength needed, and you will have on a suit. You know what I'm saying? That can withstand some heat. And you'll make it through. You might get a couple scuff marks. You know what I'm saying? You might have some smoke coming out your ears. Right. You know what I mean? But you will make it through. And that's through the teachings, you know what I'm saying, of that book, you know what I'm saying, through the ISUPK. So, you know what I'm saying, we're all living, walking, breathing examples of what serving the Most High, you know what I'm saying, to change your life can do for you. You know what I mean? So this brother wouldn't be sitting in this chair if it wasn't for the mercy of the Most High and having these scriptures and these breakdowns, you know what I'm saying, open up to his brother. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, you are the priest officer that you are. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that's watching this class, if they on that chart, they got action at the same thing.
No, facts. No, Most High Christ. And if I made to add on to that as well, you know, just to kind of go back on what I was talking about earlier with understanding words, understanding how to even read in the first place with reading comprehension. Mind you, it says, who will not suffer you. So it says, who will not suffer you to be tempted above you are able. So for the Most High to suffer you, that's basically saying, it's another way of saying he's not going to allow it. All right? For someone to suffer, someone else to go through something, that's like me saying, you know what, this brother right here, you know, Officer Shabal, if I wouldn't suffer him to go through not being able to put some, you know, to eat for a day. He hit me up talking about eating. All right, come through, man. I'm just throwing some meat on the grill. You understand? Because I would not suffer for him to go hungry for a day, not even a day. You understand? And that's also the type of brotherhood that we have in this school. You understand? That we have in the ISUPK, right? Because I mean, mind you, we are following after Christ, which was following after the Most High, not following after himself, because Christ is not a schizophrenic. You understand? Our King does not suffer from schizophrenia. You understand? Neither does our God suffer from schizophrenia. It's lucky. I did have to add that in. But again, when you have that, you know, you understand, you know, what these words mean and also how to put them together in a sentence and pay attention to each word in the sentence, then put it together, you know, it's going to keep you from making them goofy mistakes of thinking that the Most High God even tempts you in the first place, like the officer has said, and also brought out that scripture that, you know, you will be tried, but it's not him who actually tempts you. You understand? He's not, you know, the Most High won't do anything wicked. You understand? Because there's nothing good but him. You understand? He is all good. You understand? It's like he is all righteous. It's like, all right. So he would never do an unrighteous act to try to make you stumble. You understand? Right? Like, okay, let me see what happens if this crosses your path, but there's nothing past that. You understand? Moving on, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. This lets you know that, hey, whatever comes into your life, whatever tribulation comes your way, one door opens, another closes. When that one closes, another constant doors opening and closing. And technically, if you really think about it, there's always going to be two doors that are open. It's going to be the righteous door and the unrighteous door. The door that closes is the door that you walk through. You understand? So, in other words, there's a way for you to get out and of the mess that you are in, or there's a way for you to keep on with the nonsense. You understand? All right, we're going to drop that. Now we're going to go back to the Old Testament. We're going to go to the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 23. That's what? All right, for sure, sir. Yeah, come on, sir. We'll be with you. Book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 23. I'm trying to get there myself. All right. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. You understand? The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. How is it that the steps of a good man is ordered by the Lord? Be hot or cold, if you would want, I will spew you out of my mouth. Now you spot on with that, Taz of War. All right. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. How can each step be ordered by the Lord? Are we going to be simpletons and believe that are we going to be simpletons and believe that the Most High God orders you left step, right step, left step, right step, left step? You understand? No. But the way that of which a good man walks is in the way that the Most High God had even ordered it in the first place, which is also something very extremely simple. You understand? It's following the law, statutes, and commandments. All right? The reason why the law, statutes, and commandments are difficult for someone like yourself or just a Christian, period, to follow law, statutes, and commandments, to start off, you understand, you and your bloodline, you understand, were beaten into Christianity. All right? So we'll pay recognition to that first. But secondly, you grew up in that wickedness. So of course you're gonna think that it's okay to be a Christian, to do wicked things, eating shrimp, pork, crab, lobster. You understand, like what the scripture says. Wait, am I pulling that? I might be pulling it. I'm gonna say it anyway, just in case, just to paraphrase it. But you raise up a child in the way that he shall go, and when he becomes older, he won't depart from it. That will be the way that child goes. You understand? Like, for example, I know one thing that my father always raised me on was, think for yourself. Don't be a follower. Don't follow after everybody else. You understand? Make your own decisions. And at first, as a kid, especially when you grow up, my mother's side of the family is, so-called white folk, they devils. You try to go your own way that goes against their grain, they got an issue with it. I won't say my slave name. Enter slave name. You don't want to be like that. Don't talk like that. Of course, they got that Mormon tone to them. Like that honestly bugs the hell out of me. The Mormon tone. Damn well they ain't that nice, but they be just talking overly nice. Man, that's the Mormon tone. That's what I've always called it. My mother's side, They Mormons, right? But my father always told me to walk in my own way, or to walk in my own way, make my own decisions. Even though they kept trying to tell me, get baptized in the Mormon church, this, that, and the other. Never got baptized. I can not, not to knock the brothers in the school that did get baptized. At the end of the day, that's what you did in the world. You didn't know better, right? But I get to say that I never got dunked underwater to be, to just be a wet idiot at the end of the day. Just a wet idiot. Yeah, all them other people, they probably peed in that doggone water, and that's damn near a puddle. That little bathtub is damn near a puddle. Everybody peed in that water, got that stink ass grass. I got a weird thing about feet. You know what I'm saying? They funky ass feet, got athlete's foot. White folk feet, disgusting. So rocky, man. Like athlete's foot after yin yang. Like it's not even athlete's foot. It's like the league foot. Man, my uncles, man, they was disgusting. So rocky. You understand? All they feet was in there. I didn't get dunked under that. Nope. Barakatha Yahweh, the Lord spared me of that. I probably would have had some little thing growing in my eye if that did happen. Disgusting. Right? But anyways, back on topic. Right? The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. There's a man that follows the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? That is a man who does the will of the Lord. You understand? Prime example, Yahweh Mashiach in the Hebrew. Or, as some of y'all know him in English, it's like Jesus Christ. You understand? That's Jesus Christ. Oh no, what just happened? Like, give me one moment. Phone just had a mind of its own for a second. Okay. Never mind. I see what's going on. You understand? That's Jesus Christ in the English. Yahweh Mashiach followed the will of the Lord to the T. You understand? So much so that the only way that you can actually follow Yahweh Shai, the only way that you can actually do the will of the Lord is by your right foot steps into the same footprint that Yahweh Shai stepped into, then the left foot, and the right foot, all the way through. You understand? The scripture says that the narrow is so straight and narrow that the doorway only one man may enter at a time, which means that you cannot deviate to the left or the right the slightest bit. You understand? It has to be exactly like Christ. You understand? Because that's the way of the Most High. Now, mind you, we can never forget them. Y'all might think that might be hard. You talk about changing your diet is hard. Stop eating something that's gonna kill you. That's hard. It's not like you gotta do that nonsense like the Muslims do, where they gotta wake up at the ass crack of dawn and man, they damn near. I think it's good. They damn near don't even have any time for themselves because they got all them freaking worshiping prayers and whatnot that they gotta do. Ours, the way that we do it, we do a couple of things and then, we do a couple prayers and then we on. They damn near pray for like 6 doggone hours. Man, our life is not grievous as an Israelite. It is at all. It is not grievous. It's just don't be like them. Don't be disgusting like them. Don't be a homo. Don't be a sodomite like them. Don't put everything in your mouth like the Asians, the Moabites. You understand? Don't take freaking cow piss baths, and cow dung showers like the freaking the so-called Africans. Don't do that. Be clean. That's hard. You find that grievous? You know what I'm saying? You find that difficult to actually do? Man, damn. It's a lot. I pray you decide to work on yourself to make that change, man. To make the more difficult things in your life easier, if that's the case for you. But in reality, you know doggone well, you just saying that would be something that is difficult because you don't want to make a change. You are in love with the idea of having the freedom of choice. You are like the so-called white man where you love to dance with death. You understand? So-called white man love to dance with death. That's why he like to go base jumping and tobogganing, or I think that's what it's called, where you base jump into a freaking cave. I think it's called tobogganing or something like that. All that skydiving and whatnot. Like, it's fucking just a lot. I love animals, but that whole swimming with sharks and they're not even wearing no type of chainmail or anything, and they just be, doing a Heisman stiff arm on their nose. Bruh, you out of your doggone mind. I don't care if that freaking works or not. I don't care if that works 15 completions out of 10 attempts. It works. I'm not touching no doggone shark. And I know they're not actual man eaters. Like they show you on in Hollywood. I know that's not the truth. But at the same time, I ain't gonna sit there and play with something that's gonna just destroy it, just take my life like that, just because it got the wrong idea. So why do you think I would play with the Most High God? And that's the mentality that you have to have as well with the Lord. You understand? Mind you, it also says, and he delighteth in his way. The Lord will delight in the way that you walk when you walk the way that you're supposed to. The Lord was delighted in the way that Yahushua Mashiach walked. And why do you think? Why would you think he delighted in that? Because he did everything he told him to. And mind you, guess what his reward is? Christ is going to be the king. Christ is going to be the king of the entire earth, not just Israel. He is going to be the king of kings, the king of this physical realm on earth. You understand? He will call all the shots and rule the way that he sees fit. And we already know the way that he sees fit, the way that the Most High God had ordained. And the scripture says that he will rule in that way with an iron fist. So, in other words, there will be he ain't gonna bend the rules because, you twerk good on Facebook, or you believe your body, your choice. You understand? He's not gonna make no type of goofy exceptions. You understand? That's just all y'all and your wickedness. You understand? All right, we're gonna drop that, and now we're gonna go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, and verse 2. As soon as I get this page reset. There we go. All right. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 2. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits. You understand? Everybody believes that their way, what they're doing is pure, it's clean, it's the way, it's okay. Because they feel good doing it. It makes them happy. They're pleasing their flesh. Mind you, what we had read earlier in 2 Timothy, right? That was it 2 Timothy? Yeah, 2 Timothy 2 and 22. You understand? Those lusts. When you sate your lust, all you're doing is just satisfying your flesh. You understand? All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. Mind you. Tell me what is clean about being a homosexual, about being a sodomite. You're literally on the daily. The only thing you ever play in is doo-doo. I'll wait. Locking. I know that was a little graphic. Maybe not too graphic. I know that went over the top. But at the same time, that's being real. The only thing you playing in is doo-doo. and that's clean, you find that clean, I'll wait. Tell me. I'll wait for somebody to justify how that is clean. And I wish somebody would say, Christ made that clean. Christ made it, said it was okay. Anything along them doggone lines. I hope you do. Make my day, please. Baba Gazai. Okay? There's nothing clean about it. There's nothing right about it. And in fact, you don't even have to get all specific as to why. Go into all the diseases that you spread, the infections that you create, the mental the mental disorders that come out of it. You don't have to go into all of that. You know why? Because you can just start. You can keep it very simple and start and end with the fact that the Most High God in the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13, said not to be a sodomite. Not to do it. Shouldn't need any more. Shouldn't have to argue anything past that. Ross is like Salaki abomination. No, you're right. An abomination. You understand? It's an abomination. Nothing past, something that he finds detestable. He hates. You don't have to go past that. There's no more arguing. There's no more debating. There's no more discussion as to why you shouldn't be a homosexual. But mind you, and calling it, the pride group, right? Actually fits them perfectly because they too goddamn prideful to listen to anyone else, anything else, but they feel. You understand? Now, mind you as well, this book right here, this King James Bible, 1611 King James Bible, right? Mind you, is a factual book. You understand? This is a book of historical facts that also tells the future, right? So, what should that tell you? Prideful people, whether you prideful and you so prideful, you want to be a homosexual or a sodomite, an abomination. I believe that's the sister. It's Salaki. If that's a brother, I really can't see your picture. The only thing I can see is Ross. I am supposed to go to the eye doctor, go get me some glasses. So if I am incorrect, don't hold that against me, please. Baba Kasha. I just can't see. If that's damn, like I still kind of lost my train of thought. Point is, there is nothing to justify that type of pride. You understand? Whether your pride is just in being a homosexual or your pride is just thinking that you are better, you too good to learn, period. You too good, too prideful to learn real history, real facts. Hell, even factual future events that are going to happen. Those people believe that everything they do is right, is clean, and nobody can tell them wrong. I mean, hell, have you ever tried to tell a sodomite that they should stop being a sodomite? That is disgusting, that is wrong? Have you ever tried to do it? Oh man, they'll fight you tooth and nail. That demon, man, when they let that demon go, when that demon is confronted, like that is one of the most vicious demons. One of them. And there's some vicious demons out there to battle with. You understand? That sodomite demon, when you press that sodomite demon to explain itself, Because you know what? At the end of the day, there is no explanation. You ever try to call out an individual who claims they know what they're talking about when the subject or subjects, they have no idea what they're talking about, and you call them out? You will never ever see a more defensive person than that person. You won't. And that's also why sodomites are the way that they are when you call them out on their spirit being disgusting, their actions being disgusting. You understand? That's exactly why. I just explained it to you. So if you ever do go say something to a sodomite, come on, you got a cousin or a brother, auntie and uncle, whatever, it's being a sodomite, man, you get yourself right. The Lord, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13, which man, they gonna come after you tooth and nail. And when I say like tooth and nail, I mean like all the way teeth grind all the way down to their gums, nails grind all the way down to, I don't even know what it's called. I know the word, but I don't remember what it's called. But the very base of a nail, man, they gonna fight you like they won't fight for anything else more than trying to justify with stupid information, trying to justify why it's okay for them to be a sodomite. But all in all, that's all prideful people, period. People of pride with a prideful spirit, period, are on that same note. All of them. You understand? All right, we're going to drop that. Now we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 4, and verse 11. Hey, so Lockie, just real quick, S. Ross, if you still in the class, I just want to say again, I do apologize if I offended you if you are not a sister. All right, just wanted to make sure that you actually heard that from me, and I do apologize because again, I really can't see. So, just wanted to say that again while I was flipping pages. Because if you are, brother, I just like it. It's not that you look like one. It's just I can't see, and it just look like that you got a hair wrap on. That's all, and it looks like a peach pink kind of color to me. So again, salaki if I offend you. That's just my terrible vision. All right, so this is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 1. Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward in hunger. And when the tempter came to him, he said, "If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread." Now, mind you, it says, and when the tempter came to him. So there is somebody of temptation. You understand? Verse 4. But he answered and said, now this is Christ speaking in red, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God." Verse 5. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple and saith unto him, "If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone." Verse 7. Yahushua said unto him, "It is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God." So there's something that we got a couple more verses that we're going to go over, but I'm going to stop right there just for a second for us to pay recognition too, right? So Christ is actually having a conversation with somebody, okay? And it says that it's the devil. So first of all, it started off with the tempter. Called him the tempter, okay? Then in the so in verse 3 it called him the tempter. Then verse 5 it says then the devil. So the tempter is the devil. Okay. Now, again, like I said in the beginning of the class, man, we always want to make sure that we understand the words. Oh, oops. No, not this one. Well, actually, no, we can use this one. We want to make sure that we understand the words that we are reading and not just assuming we understand what a word means, right? So with that said, oh, I don't know my ABCs, doggone. So with that said, we're going to look up the word devil, all right? There we go. Mm-hmm. What do we call children of the devil and the central power of death? Slanderer. So then we're going to look up the word slanderer, and then we're going to put the definitions together. Oops. God, dog. I mean, it actually works. Okay. We could use that. Let me check this one real quick. Y'all just bear with me just a few more moments. Baba Kashai. Right. I'm just going to get us straight to the part of the definition we need. Okay. So yeah, this one's fine. All right. So what was it? Devil in the plural. This word is used by the KJV several times in the Old Testament, Leviticus 17 and 7, and frequently in the New Testament, Book of Matthew chapter 4, verse 24. For these uses seek demon. Otherwise, the term occurs only in the New Testament and only in the singular, as the rendering of Greek diablos, which if you look up the Strongs, it'll be G1333, which means slanderer. Okay, so the word devil means slanderer. Now, what is a slanderer? A person who slanders someone damages their reputation by making a false spoken statement about them. You understand? So, in other words, a devil is someone who is who's a liar, who is a deceiver. You understand? It's literally that simple. So that's letting you know who the tempter was and who the devil is, right? Where we leave off at verse 7. Okay, now we're going to read at verse 8. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Right? Then said Yahushua unto him, get thee thence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Right? In verse 11. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. So, what you can get from that is, so first and foremost, understand that nobody never got tempted Nobody ever walked this earth without ever being tempted. Okay, mind you as well. Mind you as well. 628. What is that? Mind you as well. Don't forget that the Most High God said that no one can tempt him. So if nobody can tempt the Most High God, but Christ just got tempted right there, lets you know that man, that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is a man just like you and me, brother. You understand? Christ was born of the flesh with a man and a woman coming together in marriage, which is sex, just like your mother and father did to bear you, brother or sister. Satan is tempted, devil, liar, deceiver. No, right. You understand? Okay. Just had to make sure what that was about. Oh, okay. I understand my notes now. You understand? Even Christ went through these temptations, and Christ understood that it's not about his own will. All right, it's not about taking the easy way out and just doing what man wanted you to do, because ultimately that's what Satan is. That's who the devil is a man, and it's a so-called white man. All right, just like what we love to say in the ISUPK, the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. So whenever you see Satan or devil in the Bible, it's talking about a white man. You understand? Satan is the angel. Satan is the angel. You understand? Satan is an angel who obeys the Most High God and twisted the so-called white man in the way, basically formed. Okay, I don't want to say that because one of y'all gonna try to twist up what I doggone said. Satan uses the so-called white man in particular, you understand, because of his pride. He's able to use his pride to carry out the orders that Satan was given, which essentially is just is to try the children of Israel, just like what the officer had said earlier, that we will all be tried in the furnace. We will be all put through trials and tribulations to be tested to see what we are really made of. Are you really worth putting a crown on? You understand? Satan is carrying that order out to test us through the so-called white man. You understand? And for those of y'all that want to break down on that, we can have a class on that on another date. Says, like you, sir, can we say the spirit of Cain is Esau? That's an excellent question. All right. That's an excellent question. Now, I'm going to answer it only to the extent of what I remember being taught. But actually, where is my notebook? But I'm going to ask that to on Thursday on the scripture breakdown class with Officer Shabal to get you the full answer. All right, so if you tune in with us on Thursday, your question will be asked to get the fullness of the full answer. Okay, Cain is Esau. Oh, Cain's spirit is Esau. All right, so again, the brother's our question was Salaki. It says, Salaki, sir, can we say the spirit of Cain is Esau? The spirit of Cain being Esau? Yes. Okay. Cain's spirit being Esau's spirit, because mind you, what did What did Cain do? Cain killed his own brother out of jealousy because the Most High gave Abel more favor for his offering than Cain's. Cain got jealous over that, killed his own brother. Okay? And obviously for you to actually kill someone, especially, like with your own hands, let's be real, you already got some animosity in your spirit towards that person in the first place. For you to shoot somebody and for you to stab somebody, for example, or strangle them, that's two different sides of the spectrum of why you would actually kill someone. Because if you shoot somebody, it could be as simple, you can be simply angry, right? Acted out of emotion, what have you. But if you put your hands on somebody until they die, this is something that you've actually fought about time and time again, to the point where it's pretty much a crime of passion. Okay? Even look at, like when the police, determined that, somebody was killed, with a close quarters combat weapon, whether it's their own hands, an object, whatever. If it's not self-defense, it's pretty much a crime of passion. You understand? For you to stab somebody, that's it's very, very, very personal. You understand? To hit somebody over the head with a rock until they dead, that's very, very personal. You understand? Then, mind you as well, when you go into Jacob and Esau, right, which in turn, am I saying that Cain is Esau? No. Am I saying that that Jacob is Abel? No. But it is the same, it's a similar story, okay? Because it's similar spirits dealing with each other. The spirit of Cain was dealing with the spirit of Abel in the story of Esau and Jacob and Esau. You understand? Because Esau had a hatred for Jacob, because ultimately what it came down to was Esau's own actions. Esau wanted to half-ass sell his own birthright to Jacob because he was selfish and carnal and worldly. So, man, feed me. What the hell is what use is my birthright if I'm about to die right now of hunger? Just feed me, right? That was Esau's mentality, which was the spirit of Cain. Okay, Cain's issue with Abel was I don't feel good. Basically it came down to I'm not as good as you. I don't feel as good as you because you got the Father's approval. You understand? So is, to answer your question, is the spirit of Cain, wait, can we say the spirit of Cain is Esau? Esau has the spirit of Cain. Just like how if you are in the ISUPK, you have the spirit, you have the Lord's spirit. You are dealing with the Most High God spirit, and the Most High God spirit is dealing with you. You understand? If you are following the law, statutes, commandments, which means you be in the ISUPK, you have the spirit of the Lord. It's that same context. All right. Does that answer your question? Do you still want me to ask on Thursday? If you do, then I'll be sure to. If not, then we'll leave it at that while you come to answer that. We're gonna drop Matthew 4:1. We're gonna go to Revelation 2:9. All right. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9, which is written in red, which means Yahushua is speaking, or Christ in the English. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty. You understand? So Christ is saying that he knows your works. He knows the things that you are doing. and your tribulation and poverty. So basically, the things that are going against you in the times of you being low, everything is going against you. You're doing all this work. Things are going against you, and you're poor. You understand? But thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. This right here should let y'all know, man, no matter how bad things go in your life, do not drop your sword. You understand? Keep on pushing. Keep on enduring into the end. You understand? Long suffer. You understand? Long suffer into the end. All right? I love to say that because, like, that's what my name means in Hebrew. Rock means long suffering. Man, long suffering. You understand? Because, you know, at the end of the day, Yahushua Mashiach, he knows who the fake Jews are. Don't worry about it right now. In the context of, don't take it upon yourself to go and cause harm to these, you know, them fake Jews. Because you know what? They're going to have their time where they will be slaughtered. First, they will be enslaved, but they will be slaughtered. You understand? All right. So yeah, okay. I mean, we're short on time. We try, because I know I like to sidebar a lot. We did start a little bit late, so we're gonna go a little bit off the time, over the time, unless I finish these scriptures first. So we're gonna drop that. We're gonna go to the book of Daniel, chapter 4, and verse 17. The book of Daniel, chapter 4, 17. You understand? So that's one thing that y'all gotta always remember is, man, the things that you're going through in the low state that you are in. First of all, you're not the only one going through it, and you're not going through it alone. All right. That's also why Zechariah, we're told to come together, you know, gather together, O nation, not desire. And it's, you know, when we're all together, when we're all unified, we're not very poor. You understand? Nobody is poor in the ISUPK. You may not have no money on you individually, but you good. You taken care of because you are amongst your brothers. You understand? All right. Book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. Oh yeah, and again, you know, because Christ is not, you know, he's not overlooking what you're going through. He's not overlooking your state. He sure as hell is not looking over the works that you put in. Especially if you putting work in, and you getting special attention, damn near. You understand? Because hell, you saying that you fighting for the crown. You fighting for rulership. You understand? You fighting for something greater than yourself. You understand? All right, let's get it. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth upon over it the basis of men. You understand? So, sis, exactly. Keep putting in bricks. You understand? But, so, from what we had just read, it's letting you know that the Most High, he determines who's going to be in what position. You understand? That's why we always say when a brother gets raised up, man, I didn't raise him up. The Most High raised him up. You understand? Most High Christ. You understand? This is all the will of the Lord. That's also why we say, you know, oh yeah, hey, you gonna come to the cookout next week? Hey, Lord allow. Because all of these things are all determined by the will of the Lord. If the Lord wants this to be done, if the Lord wants you to be there, and he gonna find a way to get your ass there. Look at God, look at doggone Jonah. You understand? Jonah sure as hell did find his way to Nineveh as much as he wanted to stay away from it and not go and prophesy. It sure as hell happened. You understand? But it lets you know that ultimately the Most High rules over all of this. So that should also scare you enough that for those of y'all that think, oh, my body, my choice, YOLO, and all that other nonsense, man, get that out of your doggone mind, man. Because when the ruler of everything, when he finally decides, you know what? Screw it. Everybody that has been branded as a sodomite, I'm killing them tonight as they sleep. They're not waking up. They're not waking up. All umpteen billion of them. Killing them now. Overnight. As soon as they lay their head down for a nap, doze off, go to sleep for the day, night, whatever. As soon as they close their eyes for it, the news for the next day is going to talk about how all of them is dead because man, he's the ruler of all of it. You understand? And mind you, when Yahushua gets, returns as the King of the King on earth, this physical realm, mind you, the Most High is still over him. It's just Christ is going to make sure that everything is carried out to the point where all he has to do is just give the report, basically, to the Most High. Just send the report. Everything is good. Doing everything that you told me to do. Killed everybody that you told me to kill. You understand? In the context of those that are going against your will, man, it's all we have ordered, sir. We have order, my Lord. I have obtained and instilled order on the earth. I got it. That's exactly how it's going to be like in the kingdom, so to speak. Right? Okay, we're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of Daniel, chapter 2, and verse 21. All right? And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. You understand? So that's also the Most High. Man, look. The Most High puts everybody in rulership. Your president, you didn't vote for him. The Most High put the president there. You understand? You didn't make that happen. There is nothing that man has done that was done by man. It was all done by the Most High. He just allowed it to happen, gave a way for it to be discovered, gave a way for it to be created with our hands. You understand? The idea was given to us for whatever to be made, created, whatever. You understand? He removed kings and set up kings. So mind you, think about who is damn near a king of the earth today. Damn near pretty much already is a king of the earth. You could say Christianity, and then them alphabet boys, them sodomites. You understand? Because it's that all that sodomy and Christianity is pretty much, which they two are the same. You understand? But that's what's pretty much ruling the earth today. You understand? That's pretty much what is ruling the earth. It's sodomy and Christianity. And that's because the Most High said, you know what? I'm gonna allow y'all to work. I'm gonna allow y'all to reign. I'm gonna allow you to do this. Y'all rose up, okay, I'm gonna allow you. But when it is time, just remember, in the meantime, y'all are making your punishment worse and worser and worser. For the time that it comes, for when the time comes to pay the piper, it's like we ain't paying no piper, man. When it comes time for the Most High to collect that debt that you owe him for all them sins. It's time to cash in all them sins. Oh yeah, just remember, at the end of the day, you did this to yourself. But mind you, there's a possibility that some of them will be left alive, but not to live their life, to be put in chains. You understand? Because mind you, there are people who needs to build the kingdom. You think that Lord allow, and when I pray that I get I get a crown that Yahweh Hamashiach puts a crown on my head for rulership when he returns and just spills, all that blood and fills the streets with blood of the wicked of the wicked people on this earth. You understand? That went up against the Most High God. You understand? That went up against the Most High God's people. You understand? You really think that Christ putting rulership on me and my household, that I'm gonna get that I'm gonna lay that brick, that I'm gonna make them bricks, I'm gonna get my ass whipped to hurry up and make a deadline to build this, to build whatever it is that we building my house. You understand? Building all my wives, all their houses, all my children, their own little, play set and everything. Because, as far as I know, I'm not 100% sure we're going to allow them to build Jerusalem. We might. The holy city, we might. But I don't want to say that we are and then be wrong. But, you know what I'm saying? If they are not, or if they are going to be doing it, you think I'm going to do it? When I was put in a position of being in charge? You goofy as hell. You might as well laugh. Yuck, gosh. That might as well be your doggone catchphrase. That's how goofy you are. If you really think that I'm gonna be put in charge and do all that, I got better things to do. Like rebuilding, like bringing back all my brothers and sisters through my seed. You understand? With all the wives that I may have. You understand? That's gonna be my mission. Doggone it. Think I'm gonna sit there and break my back when me and my people have already done this for this country. But now it's time for you to pay back what you did to me and mine. And I'm gonna be side by side with your ass, slinging a pickaxe. And you're lucky if I give you any doggone tools. You're lucky. And let you mess something up. Let something be a little bit too crooked. Boy, y'all, hey, I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. They gonna hate me in the kingdom. Them heathens is gonna hate me in the kingdom. And it's like, I'm gonna be righteous to them. I ain't gonna do nothing unrighteous to them. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna do to them what they did to us, where, I'll sleep with their wives. I'm not gonna, what was it called what was it called that the slave masters would do to the rebellious slaves? They sent them to, might have been Haiti, possibly Jamaica, to go get fucked with a B, B-U-C-K-E-D. They'd have the French, the gay Frenchman, have sex with him, take his manhood in front of everybody, embarrass the hell out of him, in front of his kids, his wife, the whole plantation, the whole shebang, right? It's not like I'm gonna do that, because then I'd be in sin, and it's likely that's not only is that not the way I would wait, but that offend the Most High God, make me an abomination. But come on now, wives, bro, wives. That's what I want, wives, not no nasty